In this video, we're diving into one of the most essential utility Pokemon in PokeMMO, Breloom. While it's often overlooked in favor of flashier team members, Breloom shines in a very specific and incredibly useful role, a catching Pokemon. Thanks to its access to Spore, the only 100% accurate sleep move, and False Swipe, which leaves wild Pokemon at 1 HP, Breloom is the perfect partner when it comes to catching Pokemon. Whether you're farming Dittos, filling out your Pokédex or shiny hunting, this little mushroom fighter can save you time, Pokeballs and frustration. To sum it up, it's not just helpful, it's essential. And we're going to take advantage of that by breeding suitable Shroomish. Thank you TMK1K for the inspiration. Unfortunately, it wasn't worth it to buy a Breloom training to level 100 and then try to sell it. Training to level 100 takes quite a bit of time, and in the end the net profit per hour just isn't worth the effort. However, I started wondering whether it might be worth breeding and selling Shroomish with the right attributes, that is, an adamant nature and max IVs in attack and speed, so that buyers would take care of training them to level 100 themselves. And it seems that such a market actually exists. So I decided to make a video about it and show you the process and the results. For this method, you only need a Flame Body Pokemon and some Pokeyen. But it is what you do with the Pokeyen that is a little more demanding. That's why I have tried to break this method down into 3 simple steps, which I simply call buy, breed and sell. Let's start with the first step, buy. You need around 65,000 Pokeyen to breed one Shroomish. With this money you will buy the following: one female Shroomish with adamant nature and 31 IVs in speed, one male Fairy Egg Group Pokemon with 31 IVs in attack, one female Fairy Egg Group Pokemon with 31 IVs in speed. Just make sure not to use a Pokemon that results in a baby Pokemon, such as Jigglypuff, Clefairy, etc., as you won't be able to breed with them. 2 Power Bracers, 1 Power Anklet. You can buy these power items directly at the Pokemon Daycare, 1 Everstone, 2 Pokeballs, and last but not least, make sure you still have some money for the listing fees and the breeding costs for choosing a gender. I repeat, you can breed one Shroomish with the Pokemon and items listed. However, to save time, I recommend breeding 2 Shroomish at the same time. In this case, you will need around 130,000 Pokeyen. Please also note that the prices on the GTL may vary. It may happen that a female Shroomish with adamant nature and 31 IVs in attack is cheaper than the Shroomish with 31 IVs in speed that I have listed. I made sure to buy as cheaply as possible, and at the time of recording, this list was the cheapest option. Let's move on to the next step, breeding. This step consists of 2 parts. Part 1. Equip your male Fairy Egg Group Pokemon with the Power Bracer and your female Fairy Egg Group Pokemon with the Power Anklet and breed them together. Make sure the offspring is male. Now you have to wait until the egg hatches, and if you do everything correctly, the offspring should have maximum IVs in attack and speed. Part 2. Equip your new offspring with the Power Bracer and your female Adamant Shroomish with the Everstone and breed them together. The gender doesn't matter. Wait until the egg hatches and you'll have the desired Shroomish with adamant nature and maximum IVs in attack and speed. If you would like a separate video on breeding, let me know in the comments. Before we continue with the third step, I would like to mention that I am not the fastest breeder. You may be faster and can therefore make even more profit. In the third and final step, we just need to sell the bred Shroomish. Those with the ability Poison Heal can be sold for a higher price than those with the ability Effect Spore. By the way, do you know how abilities are inherited? I couldn't find consistent information on this. If you know more, feel free to share it in the comments. Now comes the exciting part. How much Pokeyen was I able to earn with this method? As mentioned earlier, I bred 2 Shroomish at the same time, and then as soon as possible I started breeding another 2 Shroomish, resulting in a total of 4 Shroomish per cycle. One such cycle took about 17 minutes. Like I said, I'm not the fastest breeder. You might be able to breed 1 or 2 more Shroomish in the same time. The following results refer to 70 minutes of breeding. At the end, I will convert the net profit to 60 minutes. Out of these 4 Shroomish I bred, 2 had the ability Poison Heal, so that's 50%. Again, this is not a representative number and doesn't mean the chances of getting a Poison Heal Shroomish is 50%. Maybe I just got lucky. If you know more about breeding with abilities, please let me know. At the time of recording, I was able to sell the Poison Heal Shroomish for 88,887 Poke-Yen and those with the ability Effect Spore for 68,886 Poke-Yen. This results in a total revenue of 315,546 Poke-Yen. The costs are based on the list shown at the beginning of the video. In my case, I was able to achieve the following prices. When added up, this results in a total costs of 261,527 Poke-Yen. It's worth mentioning that the prices for female Shroomish with an adamant nature and 31 IVs in speed can vary quite a bit, so you'll need a bit of luck and patience. By deducting the costs from the revenue, we arrive at the net profit of 54,019 Poke-Yen per 17 minutes. Converted, we arrive at a net profit of 190,655 Poke-Yen per hour. Let's compare this method with the other methods I have tested so far. With a net profit of just over 190k, this method ranks second, just behind the Sinnoh-fossil farming. All in all, it is an interesting and, depending on the situation, a lucrative method. If you are a good breeder, you can certainly make even more profit than I did. However, this method depends on the prices of the female Shroomish you have to buy and the sell value you can achieve. I would only recommend this method if you find a good offer. Give this method a try and let me know what you think. Thanks to everyone who watched the video until the end. I really appreciate it. These videos take a lot of time and effort to produce, so if you like this video and could give me 3 seconds of your precious time, I would really appreciate if you'd leave a like and subscribe for more PokeMMO statistics. If you watched until the end, there's a high probability you're gonna like these 2 videos as well. Okay, that's gonna do it. Until the next time, see ya.